Hey everyone, me again. If you're new around here, my name's Alice and I make videos all about affordable beauty and fashion. And for today's video, I thought I'd have a little bit of a chat about my hair routine. If it would just stay in place while I'm trying to film this bit of the video, that would be great. So my hair is naturally wavy. This is the natural wave curl pattern in my hair. I haven't used a curling tongue or anything, this is just kind of what it does. So I've been playing around, trying a few different things from the curly girl method. And I don't follow it 100% of the time, but a lot of the steps in my routine are definitely inspired by it. I'd say I follow it about 80% of the time-ish. So I'm going to share all the products I use, my techniques, and how I emphasize my natural waves and my natural curls. Before I get started, I do just want to say that I am not a professional hairdresser in any way. I haven't actually been to a real hairdresser's since about 1997. This is just what works for me and for my hair personally. So I should tell you a bit about my hair, shouldn't I? So like I said, this is my natural wave pattern. It's very, very thick. And there is a little bit of damage on some parts of my hair as well. I do have some areas that were bleached last year when I dyed my hair rose gold. So those bits of my hair are still a little bit damaged, but it has got a lot better since I cut it. That's just something to consider because I do use quite a lot of conditioning and moisturizing products. Obviously, if your hair is thinner or if it's just not damaged, then you might want to use less conditioning products than I do, and just keep that in mind. Also, I do kind of switch up my products a lot just depending on what my hair is doing, but we'll get to that and I'll talk you through what I use and when as we go along. So I don't do this every single time I wash my hair, but I would say every few washes I do like to put coconut oil on my hair before I wash it. Coconut oil is a very effective deep conditioning treatment. So I don't use it every time I wash my hair. I would say most of the year I do it every fourth wash or something like that. But at this time of year, just because it's a bit colder and my hair is really not handling the cold weather very well and it's getting a lot drier, I find myself doing this every second or third wash. But basically how I use this is I just heat it up, and I like to do that by leaving it in a sink full of hot water. And I just let it sit in there and melt a little bit until it's at a liquid consistency, because coconut oil is going to be solid when it's in the jar. And while my coconut oil is melting, I like to brush through my hair. So like a lot of people with curly hair who are following the curly girl method, I don't tend to brush my hair. So usually I will brush it before I wash my hair, just to get rid of any tangles, any knots, and also just to get rid of all the molting that's happened during the last few days, just so I don't clog up the sink. I use basically a knockoff version of a tangle teaser to do this. I just start at the ends and work my way up. This is normally the first time I'll have brushed my hair for a few days, so I'll need to spend a bit of time brushing it just to get rid of any tangles. And then once the coconut oil has melted a bit, I will just take that and saturate the ends of my hair that are looking a little bit dry. So for me, that'll be the front pieces of my hair, but also the ends as well. And sometimes I'll kind of put coconut oil on the top layers of my hair too. And then once that's done, I'll just put my hair up in a clip. And the amount of time I'll leave the coconut oil in my hair to do its thing will vary. So sometimes I'll do this overnight if my hair is feeling particularly dry and stressed out, or sometimes I'll just leave it on for a couple of hours, it depends. After that, it's time to wash my hair, and I've recently discovered something that's really been making a big difference, and that's washing my hair upside down in the bath using the shower attachment instead of washing my hair stood up in the shower. And I'll admit it's a bit of a pain in the arse. It definitely takes longer to do it this way, but because I only wash my hair once or twice a week, I don't really mind doing this. I've noticed that it makes a really big difference in terms of the amount of volume that I get at the roots. So you'll see at the roots I've got a few little curls going on, whereas I noticed when I was in the shower my hair would go quite limp at the roots. It would just kind of be quite flat on the top of my head. So it's made a really big difference in that department, but it's also really good at helping me get shampoo where I need it. So I find the bit of my hair that gets really greasy is this section at the back. The top layer, just because of all the bleach and stuff, doesn't really get that bad in terms of greasiness. If anything, it's getting drier really. So yeah, washing my hair over the bath with a shower attachment has made a really big difference. So I use one of two shampoos. So I have the Cantu Cleansing Cream Shampoo. All the products I use are Curly Girl Method approved, by the way. But this is a really nice shampoo if you've maybe got a bit of build-up going on, if your hair's feeling a little bit greasy. So I'll sometimes use this when I just haven't washed my hair for a while and it needs that bit of extra help. But most of the time I use a cleansing conditioner. This one is from Palmer's. This is their coconut oil cleansing conditioner co-wash. So it doesn't really lather up or anything like that, which means you're going to have to use quite a lot of product, but I do really like this. So I get a really generous amount of this stuff and I work this at the roots of my hair, but then maybe put a little bit of water just on my head just to help me like work the product in a little bit better, because like I said, this just doesn't lather up at all. I really like this because I have dry hair and I find a lot of shampoos just tend to feel quite stripping on me. So for me, this is a nice kind of middle ground. I feel like I'm cleaning my hair and my roots when I use this, but it definitely doesn't dry my hair out at all, so I really like this one. And then for my conditioner, again I have two that I like to switch between, just depending on how dry my hair feels. So the first one is a bit more lightweight. This is from Cantu again. I have a lot of products from this brand. If you're doing the Curly Girl Method, this is a really good brand to go for. Everything they make is Curly Girl Method approved. So this is their Hydrating Cream Conditioner, and this is a really nice conditioner. It feels very lightweight. It doesn't weigh my hair down. It doesn't smooth out my curls too much, but at the same time it does feel like it's conditioned my hair, like it's doing something. So this is a really nice everyday option. And then when I need something a little bit more nourishing, I go for the Garnier Hair Food. This is the banana and shea one. I've raved about this before in a video and I really love it. So this is a much more intense, much more nourishing conditioner, and I'll use this when my hair is feeling a little bit drier and just needs a little bit of extra TLC. So in today's video I actually used a bit of both. So I used this one on most of my hair, especially around the back, and then I just used the Garnier Hair Food on the bits of my hair that feel a little bit drier. So that's usually just the bits at the front of my hair where they're bleached a little bit lighter than the rest of my hair. Whichever conditioner I'm using, I do like to really saturate my hair in conditioner. And I'll also comb it through as well using a wide tooth comb. My hair absolutely loves conditioner. It will just drink it up. So I'm very generous with this. You don't have to use this much if your hair isn't as dry as mine, or as thick as mine, or as damaged as mine. It's something that takes a little bit of trial and error to figure out what will suit you, but for me, I use a lot of conditioner. Sometimes I'll leave the conditioner on for a little while to let it do its thing, but today, because I'd already used a coconut oil, I didn't feel like I needed to leave it on for too long. Again, that's another variable in my routine. It just depends how my hair feels at the time. And then again, I will rinse my hair upside down over the bath, and when my hair's really wet, I won't ever twist it to kind of get the excess water out. Instead, I will press it like this. So I'll just apply a bit of pressure, but without moving the hair around too much. And then this is the big thing that's really been changing my hair, that's really been helping my curls. Once you've finished your conditioning and you've rinsed out all your products, do not comb your hair. This is a thing that I used to do just because my hair gets so wild and tangled after I've rinsed everything out. I just felt like I had to comb my hair or it just wouldn't look good once it was dry. But actually, as crazy as your hair looks, you just gotta trust the process and just don't comb it. Everything will be fine, just trust me. So after that, I apply some styling products, and I apply some to add moisture into my hair. Again, I add a lot of moisture, as I said, and then I add other products to kind of hold the waves and the curls in place and keep everything looking nice and defined. So there are two things that I'll use to add moisture into my hair, and the first one is Argan Oil. I absolutely love Argan Oil. I don't just use it on my hair, I also use this on my face as well as part of my skincare routine. And you can get a bottle this size for about £10 or so on eBay, and a bottle this size will last me absolutely ages. It's really good value, and it's so effective if you have dry hair or dry skin like me. So I'll start out with the Argan Oil, and I don't know the precise measurement, but I use about this much on either side of my hair, and I'll focus this product mostly at, again, the front of my hair where it's a little bit drier, and also the ends as well. So when I'm applying my hair products, I'll usually have my head tipped upside down over the sink, and then I can just kind of scrunch it in like this. So I will either have my head upside down or just going from side to side like this. I find that's the best way to do it because then I'm not disturbing the natural wave and the natural curl in my hair. And then after I've used a little bit of argan oil, I like to add either a deep conditioner or something quite hydrating like a hair curling cream. My curling cream I've mentioned before. This is from Cantu again. This is their coconut curling cream. I really love this product, but at the moment my hair is a little bit drier and it just needs a little bit more moisture than that, so I've been using a leave-in conditioner instead. This one is another one of the Garnier hair foods. So this is the same Garnier hair mask as the one I was using before. So this one is the banana one. This is the one I used as my conditioner earlier, and this is for dry hair. And then I bought this one at the same time. This is the one for damaged hair, and I have actually tried this as a conditioner, but I don't like it as much as the banana one, so I'm using it as a leave-in conditioner just so that I use it up and get through the product. But you don't need to buy the two separate ones. You can just use this as your leave-in conditioner and not get this separate one. So yeah, I get a pretty generous amount of this, and again I'll apply it in the same way, just kind of scrunching everything into my hair, and that will really help my hair feel a lot more nourished and hydrated. But it will still need something to help set the curls and to just keep them in place and stop them falling out. So that's when the super cheap hair gel comes in. This one's from Wilko. This is their extra hold hair gel. I do think this product has been discontinued, unfortunately, but I have two massive jars of this and I really want to get use out of them. So this is what I'm using for the time being, but I've had a little look around on Curly Girl Method websites and I found an alternative that I'll link in the description box below, which looks very similar to this. But yeah, it's just a bog standard, super cheap hair gel. And again, I take a very generous amount of this, tip my head upside down and scrunch this in. I basically make sure that every single bit of my hair has a bit of hair gel on, and that will really help hold my curls in place. And then once all my product's on, I put a t-shirt over my head, which looks ridiculous, but it really does make a difference. So I usually like to leave it in the t-shirt for at least 20 minutes before I blow dry my hair. It won't make it completely dry, but I find that if you just let it dry a little bit before you get in with the blow dryer, it won't damage your hair quite as much. Then when I'm drying my hair, I use a hairdryer that has a diffuser attachment. It also has variable heat and speed settings as well, and I find that that's really been helping my hair too. To start off with, I'll probably set the hairdryer to a medium heat and medium speed setting, and then again I'll tip my head upside down. I spend a lot of time with my head upside down when it's hair washing day, so I'll initially have my head upside down, and after a while I'll just have my hair side to side. I'll just be tipping my hair into the diffuser, and I'll just try and get everything to dry fairly evenly. And then after my hair starts to dry a little bit, I will switch it to the cooler setting. That just helps to prevent the frizz when I'm drying my hair. And I'll use the blow dryer until it's about 80% dry, probably. I do like to let it finish naturally, and that again just helps to calm down the frizz as much as possible. But obviously it just depends what time of year it is, how busy I am. I know some people following the Curly Girl method prefer to let their hair dry naturally. I would definitely do that more often if I didn't live in Manchester, where it's pretty cold most of the time, but maybe in the summer I will let my hair air dry a little bit more. So all of that was a couple of hours ago. I just let my hair finish drying naturally, and when it's drying I usually let it sit in a middle parting as well, and then once it's completely dry I will just zhuzh it around a bit at the roots just to separate any clumpy bits or any hair that's like formed a bit of a cast from using too much product or anything like that. And it also just livens up my hair at the roots as well and stops it looking flat. And then I'll give everything a shake. I'll scrunch my hair up quite a bit, and just again to add a little bit more volume at the roots, I will change the parting of my hair. I find that switching to a side parting after I've let it dry in a middle parting is a really easy trick just to make my hair look a little bit fuller at the roots. And that's pretty much it. This is the finished result right here, but I do have a couple of bonus tips as well that I've been picking up that just help my hair look better for a couple of days, and it means that I don't have to wash my hair as often, which is pretty good because, as you have seen in this video, it's a pretty long routine, you know, it takes a while. So just to keep my hair looking better for longer, I like to sleep with my hair up, and I find that that really helps keep the curls in place and it stops my hair going straight overnight. I basically put my hair in a big clip on the top of my head, and the next day, if it needs a little bit of a zhuzh, if it needs a little bit of a refresher, if it's gone a little bit dry during the night, which it sometimes can, or if the curls are just looking a little bit limp, then I'll spray a tiny little bit of the Cantu Coil Calm Detangler. This is a really nice moisturizing little spritz. It just really helps give a bit of life back into your hair. I'd say start out with 1 or 2 spritz and see how it goes because it is quite moisturizing. So yeah, I'll just use a little bit of this, and again, I'll just scrunch it into the ends just to wake it up a bit. Anyway, that is everything. That is my entire hair routine. I know there's a lot of steps, but I've always had very high maintenance hair, so I'm not one of those people who can just like do a quick wash and then I'm good to go. I do have to put a bit of time into it if I want it to look decent. That's just my life. Again, I'm not a professional. This is just what's worked for me personally, and I hope it's helped some of you if you've been looking for ways to kind of emphasize your natural waves or curls, but do it with affordable products. Do let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below and I'll get back to you down there. And feel free to subscribe if you're new around here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!